My name is LeShaun Baker, and I compete for myself to be a better me every day.
This is the Everyday Competitor Podcast. Each episode features people just like you, winning in their career, workouts, and life just like you want to. All because they've chosen to compete every day. Here's your host, Compete Everyday founder, Jake Thompson.
LeShaun, welcome to the show this morning.
Hey, Jake. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
You bet. Thanks for making some time on a Saturday to record. I appreciate it as well. Let's talk. So I know you a little bit from our interactions in the group, but I know our listeners and viewers don't know you quite yet.
Sure.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, where you're from. Help us get to know you.
Sure, absolutely. My name is LeShaun Baker. I'm 37 years old. I'm married. I have a wonderful husband, a wonderful family that I adore. I'm a billing specialist at a laboratory, so nothing spectacular with that, since I love my job. And that's it. Just work out, work hard, always going full steam ahead, 110%.
I love that. Have you always had that attitude in life, or is it something you developed later in life?
No, I've always had that attitude. Always got to be positive and move forward. You can't let anything hold you back. Got to keep moving forward.
I love that. So what kind of things did you read or listen to or just take in growing up that's helped you keep that positive attitude?
Honestly, my family. My family have been the biggest supporters of me, whatever I do. Mom's always like, just move forward. And then I was blessed enough to get married through God too, because God was number one. But I was blessed enough to be married to my best friend who pushes constantly. He's always pushing me, whether it's in the gym or just everything in life is just, it's good. It's positive. You can't let anything hold you back.
I love it. So do you two work out together? What style of workouts do y'all do? Do you CrossFit? Do you power lift? What do y'all like to do?
A mix between power lift and bodybuilding.
Okay.
I would like to do competitive powerlifting.
Okay.
That's something I'm very interested in. I power lift now. My totals aren't that great, so let's not talk about those right now. But I'm really trying to get up there. But right now we're more leaning toward bodybuilding because we're trying to slim down. So
okay.
Kind of a little mix of both.
So are y'all aiming for a set competition this year for bodybuilding? Is that one of your 2019 goals?
Yes, it is.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to do a powerlifting meet. Matter of fact, that's one of my number one goals.
I love it. So what have you already kind of identified later in the year when that is, when you're going to go after signing up for it?
I'm hoping there was one last year in Kentucky, and it was for Halloween. It was like a Halloween bash. And I was like, oh, I've got to do this. I want to go so bad. So I think that's what my goal is this year in October.
Awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've got a little bit of time, but I know based on your attitude, you've got the right approach every day to get after it. So for everybody listening and watching the show, what is one thing you want us to know about you?
One thing to know about me. Well, honestly, I lost my dad about 9 years ago. He was in a car accident. He got hit head on and it killed him. That honestly inspired me to never hold back. I wish I could have done that. It just opened my eyes to, just keep persevering, be consistent, be present. I've heard you say it a million times, be present, show up for you. And that's my biggest thing is I show up for me. And I want to be a better person, not only for me, but for my family. My husband, I want to be the best me I can be for everybody. Because you're right. I've listened to your podcast. Like, you are a great guy. And like, that was my biggest thing. You're so positive. You're just like, you got to keep going. You got to keep moving. And I have that exact same mindset. I love this community and you are truly a blessing. So thank you.
Well, thank you so much. It's right. You're not going to accomplish anything with this negative mindset if you're thinking nothing's going to work, because you're not going to put forth that effort. And one of the things you said I loved about being your best self for everyone else, a lot of times people and critics and outsiders and haters will look at us and say, well, that's just selfish of you to go do all that stuff for you. But we can't show up as our best selves to make our biggest impacts unless we are truly working on who we are and how to become our best self. And so it is selfish of us not to do that, because we're robbing other people of the impact we can make in the world of what our true voice is. So Thank you for reminding us of that. So I have to ask, would that be the advice you would give your 10-year-old self, or do you have something else that you tell your childhood self?
That is it, and start early. Start early. You know, if you're in sports and you can start at any age. That's the number one thing, any age. I was just fantastic. I mean, like, growing up, I was in sports. I was very active. At 19, I got cervical cancer. And I pushed through that. We did surgery, took care of everything. I was on a lot of hormones and things, so I gained a lot of weight, like steroids. And honestly, I got lazy. I'm not going to lie. I still had a positive attitude, but I got lazy. Gained weight, and it is hard to get back off in your 30s, let me tell you. But most of all, just go forward. Like, don't let anything hold you back. Don't be scared. Just do it. Jump full force in. Don't worry about what other people think. Just move forward.
I love that, LeShaun. So let me ask, because you said, you just openly admitted, hey, after I had this just life-changing experience, a traumatic experience for a lot of people, right, your mindset changed a little bit. You had the positive attitude, but your kind of get up and go wasn't quite there. What was that turning point that transitioned you into who you are now and who you've become now, of like, I'm up and after every day?
Honestly, the fitness part of it was, the mental part of it was mostly my father, losing him. It was such a traumatic event that it pushed me to move forward. That was 9 years ago. That pushed me. You got to get up every day. You got to push, go. My dad always, my mom, dad, both. They were just like, go forward, go. But as far as my health-wise, we've tried to have a baby. I've been married for 9 years. We've tried to have a baby. I went to a lot about PCOS. And a lot of it, they were like, oh, it's your weight. It's your weight. So we've worked really hard trying to get this weight off and be positive and move forward. But honestly, it's just, that's it. That was it. That was a life-changing event. Two big things was when somebody looks at you and says, you're just too heavy. It's just like, whoa, what? But my husband and I both have a combined total of 300 and probably 50 pounds of weight loss.
Wow.
And we did that. Yeah, we did that in 2 years.
That's awesome.
Like a little under, but that's basically it. I mean, we still have always been work. We have a strong work ethic. And that was our biggest thing is, work hard, show up, be present. Like, don't be on your phone when you're talking to somebody, be present. That's my biggest thing. Be positive, keep moving forward. Don't let anything hold you back. That would be what I would tell myself now.
I love that. Okay. So I want to ask you on that note, because when someone tells you things like that, when someone says you're happy or things like that, like that can dig at us and that can hurt. How did you not become a victim in that sense and say, I am a victor of my life, I'm going to change that?
Honestly, I've got the mindset of, I'm going to show you. Yes, I will. I'm showing up. I'm here, and I'm going to show you that it will happen, and I can. That's how it's always been for me. Like, whenever I get knocked down, you got to get up, keep moving forward, just push.
Man, that's awesome. LeShaun, this has been so encouraging. Thank you so much for coming on the show this week.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate you, Jake. My name is LeShaun Baker. I'm an everyday competitor.
Thank you for listening to the Everyday Competitor Podcast. Visit www.competeforyour.life to learn how you can get connected with other competitors, contact the show, and find free resources to help you compete every day in life.